Hey guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Puke Time with Tony.
And Jackie.
And on this episode, we kind of revisit the Staccato situation. We talk a lot about the DOJ and the NFA stuff. And good questions from you guys. And Southern Illinois happened. We go over the results.
Let's jump in. Gun news is first.
Yes, good news is first.
You're up. Staccato situation. A little bit of a follow-up.
Yeah, so last week, there was that dealer shooter's choice that kind of put out a abrupt post. And there seems to be some clarification. Staccato has also responded with a video. They responded, I believe, that night or the following night. And here's some of the things that have been cleared up. The $200 a year is not for your warranty coverage. That is actually for Staccato Care. And this is the problem, let me go back, with giving you guys stuff that comes out right away. Because right before we recorded last time is when this news kind of came out.
It was like right before we sat down to record.
So it was really
Fresh.
abrupt and a lot of unknowns. So I'm clarifying some things, and then I'll give you my thoughts after our clarifications after that. Anyway, the $200 a year is for Staccato Care, which is basically their maintenance program for people that don't want to clean guns.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had it, or they've had it for at least a while now.
And it's something that you buy a brand new one, you have the warranty, you can upgrade to the care package.
Yeah, you can have Staccato Care as well. So their warranty covers defects and all the stuff a normal warranty does. And Staccato Care covers springs, like just a regular maintenance.
The wear and tear and cleanings.
Right. Apparently, they did not let go of all of their dealers. They just let go of quite a few, because quite a few have shown up on various social medias talking about us too, this too. We had the same conversation. We got the same email.
Mm-hmm.
According to Staccato, they still have dealers. They have just cut back on a number of them to keep distribution lines open and freed up. Other reports, Staccato has let go of 30% of their workforce. And all right, here's my thoughts on it after kind of learning everything that's going on here. I still stand by what I said last week, where all of the moves they're making now. So Staccato is currently owned by private equity, which that means people are invested in it to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not making money the way they think they should, like, for instance, or for example, if you invest in a 2011 company and you have a 2011 boom and you're one of the only shows in town, everyone's going to you. Life is good. But then all of a sudden, a bunch of entry-level 2011s come out that are actually not bad. People start going and buying those, and you lose a customer base, a percentage of it. Now you're making less money in a time when everyone else is slowing down. The entire industry is now low as far as business. Well, the people that invested money are like, hold on now. This is trending in a very bad area.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good. We want our money back, but we can't sell it now because it would be at a loss. Now we have a smaller piece of the pie. We're not the only show in town. So I need to find a way to get the books back up to where our profit margin and our profit percentage is higher. Well, one of the easiest ways to do that is to let go of employees, because then you have less expenses.
Right.
And another way is to stop servicing all your dealers and be more selective with what dealers you choose. Because then two things happen. One, you don't have to crank out as many pistols as you possibly can. And you can kind of manage your intake of raw stuff, raw materials, output of product, instead of just like basically a blank check from suppliers like, yep, I need that. Yep, I need that. Now you become a little more selective.
I do feel like they're very closely tied together, the 30% employee loss and the dealer chop down, because there were a lot of posts that I saw where dealers were saying that they were waiting, 6 months to 12 months for orders to be placed. So if they don't have the manpower to keep up on all of those and they're cutting employees, they definitely need to cut down on the dealers, or people will be waiting 2 years to get their first.
Sure. Well, and I'll get to the other side point of some of the replies I've seen for this. So if you're cutting down that, becoming more selective, you're trying to make the profit percentage seem higher. So therefore the company looks like it's doing better. And if you have less employees, oh, look, our expenses are not that bad.
Mhm.
So our P&L, or profits and losses, for people not good with acronyms, shows it trends better. Oh, this company is doing really good. It seems like it would be valuable for sale, which private equity have no problem going, yeah, that business is cool. It stopped being cool when it stopped. Easily making me money. On to the next thing.
Mhm. Right.
Now, some of the replies I've seen are fucking ridiculous and hilarious. Like one of them was, well, if you want to be a Staccato dealer, quit crying about it and just sell more Staccatos. They don't want to deal with small shops. They just want to deal with guys that can stock the entire line, have big buy-ins.
Right.
And listen, I understand on the business end how that works. But here's the flip side. Not everyone has big places near them. And you kind of really narrow yourself in if you only service big, multi-store, multi-door companies.
Right.
There are a lot of people in small town, they just would rather deal with their small town guy. Now, not saying this will or can happen. The possibility is there because I've seen it with other brands. This is where the online gun market, to me, or the gun industry as a whole, really doesn't make sense. And I really, in one turn, hate, like, I think we're on the knife's edge right now. This probably should have been saved for a whole other topic because I'm going off on a side rant on it. But the gun industry, to me, is at like a tipping point. There's words about being able to directly ship guns to your house as a possibility.
Mhm.
If you do that, you will kill
FFLs.
99% of FFLs.
Right.
They just won't exist. A lot of small-time FFLs do transfers, and it's just part of how they pay their bills, especially small towns, very secluded areas. They buy online and they ship there, and they just transfer. It's not their main income. It's kind of just a little side thing or home business.
Mhm.
Where the other side can happen as well. Some of these gun manufacturers that don't want to deal with small businesses, I got news for you. If every small business, like small gun shop that wasn't like a multi-door or like the big box stores, decided we're not going to transfer said manufacturer, and they got together, in a lot of areas in the country, there are collective unions of gun shops. There should be more. Big proponent of gun shops getting together and working together.
Mhm.
Kind of the whole rising tide raises all ships thing.
Right.
If they all got together and decided we're no longer transferring this manufacturer, you're going to drive that to someone, but the key would be we have this instead. again, this goes back to someone not being the only show in town. The fact that you don't want to work with small dealers, and this is why people like me, who have been in the industry a little while, feel like they're constantly being slapped in the face by Staccato. I'm not telling you not to change and not to evolve. When you change from STI, you completely turned your back on the people that built your company,
Right.
which was competitive shooters. The reason the STI platform, the 2011 platform, has evolved to what it is today is because of competitors. It is not just because of, oh, STI had this grand idea and it came out perfect. The 2011 was far from perfect and far from reliable. It took decades,
Fine tuning.
and the only way you'll do that is getting guys that run it hundreds of thousands of rounds to find what works, what doesn't work. And then now you're turning your back. Now, even the initial Staccato, when they changed their name, you still kind of had that small Texas feel, which is where they're from. And now it just seems like that's kind of slipping away. Now it's like, I'm not telling you again not to grow, but you should also remember where you came from.
Exactly.
And it just seems that that is completely gone at this point. So I don't know. I don't know what their final plan is. I'm standing by my prediction is they're looking to sell. That's, there's a couple things that not just like the dealer part that we talked about, but they also have their brand new like 80,000 square foot facility in Texas. And then I don't know if they partnered with or bought Prairie Fire, and they bought the old gun sight range or front sight range in Texas in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
So they bought it in Nevada. They have a giant outdoor range facility in Nevada.
Mhm.
Staccato Las Vegas, I think is what they call it. So you have a lot of assets, properties, liabilities. And now all of a sudden you're taking everything backwards as far as dealers. You're hoping these bigger dealers will be able to sell you more. It's a bit of a gamble. I still think you guys are looking to sell.
Yeah. With all of that on the line, it doesn't make sense. If the growth is the plan, chopping down does not make sense.
I mean, I get you want the big, like heavy volume movers, like dealers that are movers to have more stock. But then you would just kind of up your production if it's that good. But you'd rather cut down the little guys, which really you've never wanted to deal with. And I can personally speak from that because I've tried to have 2 gun shops become Staccato authorized dealers. And I knew people that worked in Staccato.
Right.
And I still couldn't get it done.
Right.
Because what they wanted out of everyone, and listen, everyone's entitled to have their own dealer requirements. But again, it goes back to, if we're not moving a ton, what is wrong if we have a different tier or a different agreement?
Right.
Just to carry some.
It's another place that people can find your gun.
Yeah. So a little weird, but that's where I think it's at. And hilariously, I did not know the gun news would play out this way. But the next topic is a different 2011.
It is. The Springfield 1911 double stack Prodigy in a 3.5-inch bull barrel comes with the AOS agency optics system plates like the others. They recontoured the hammer and shortened the beaver tail, so making it easier to be a carry gun. Still has that full size grip, so you get that full purchase 3.5-inch gun on the front. 2 18-round magazines come with it. It's also available in low capacity with 2 10-round magazines, and both variants MSRP at $15.82.
I'm not happy with this. Why was this not a 15-round gun?
Yeah, it absolutely should have been.
This should have had a short grip. Now, I can only assume, much like they've done with some of their other non-2011 models, that they have now had the upper, and the upper is out, and then next will come the whatever they're going to call the compact grip.
Yeah.
But this should have come out as a compact grip
Absolutely.
because you could always buy it. This is the whole beauty of the 2011 ecosystem. So you could always buy the full-size grip and put it on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. Cool to see that they're going smaller. I would love to see, it's only a matter of time before the Prodigy 3.5 comp comes out.
Yep. So that is exciting. I mean, that they have a new one coming out, but we know that there's another one on the horizon, right? There has to be. I mean, they did the same thing with the Echelon. Full size came out first, and then the mid, and then after that, after the full size Prodigy came out to mid, so the 3.5 is eventually going to have a mid body available.
Mid body.
A mid-size grip.
Oh.
Like 6'7".
Oh, God. All right. The DOJ has released its final regulation reestablishing a formal, the DOJ has released its final regulation reestablishing a formal pathway for nonviolent felons to seek restoration of their Second Amendment rights. DOJ's press release explains this. The Second Amendment is not a second-class right, and the federal government should not permanently deprive Americans of a constitutional right without regard to whether they pose a danger to public safety. This rule establishes a rigorous, common sense process that protects the public while giving deserving Americans a real path to restoration. I mean, yes.
Right.
We actually both know a couple individuals that have gone through the grueling process of
Expungement.
expunging a felony on their past, and it is a long process and very expensive.
Yep. I think the cheapest I've seen it happen for somebody was like $1,500 to have it expunged. But like you said, it's not like, oh, here's 1,500, I can get it expunged. It's a very lengthy process. There's courts involved. You have to have a lawyer to represent you. There's a lot involved. The argument here is that if you have paid your debt to society for the crime, and it's a nonviolent crime, you are clearly not a danger to society or you wouldn't be out. Therefore, that right should be restored immediately. And because it's not restored immediately, the DOJ has set up a portal which is not available yet. So if this applies to you or someone that you know, keep an eye out. There's supposed to be an upcoming date release. The date is not announced yet for the portal to be live, where applicants can submit court documents, papers, things like that, showing that whatever it is has been cleared, taken care of X amount of years ago, whatever the case may be, to have your Second Amendment rights restored. This is very specifically mentioned that these are federally restricted individuals.
Right.
So if it is not a federally restricted crime, if it's just a state restriction type thing, you may still have to go through an expungement process if the state that you're in doesn't say that the federal lift is enough for them.
Right.
So there could potentially be more steps involved state by state that may be different.
So for all this, we have the Second Amendment Foundation to thank. They're the ones that led the way on this, and they did say that their review of the final regulation is ongoing. If any other details require comment, those will be addressed in the future.
A second bit of federally recognized gun news, we can call it. This is a two-parter. The first part is that the ATF eForms website will be down for maintenance beginning at 11:45 p.m. Tuesday, August 18th, which is today, through 12:45 in the morning on Wednesday morning. So about an hour and a half overnight, their website is going to be updated so that their e-forms site will be ready to handle all of the new regulations that they just put forth regarding the NFA restricted items. And that would be SBRs, SBSs, AOWs, and silencers. Now, there are quite a few plaintiffs that were involved in the case that were granted the injunction. There was no appeal made. So as of this moment, there are a lot of people that qualify to get those items without the Form 1 or Form 4. And it's just a regular 4473 with a standard waiting
Is it
period.
Form 3? Or is
What?
it 4?
Oh, 3 and 4. Sorry. While this ruling has been active for going on 5 days now, there are quite a few FFLs that are still hesitant on the sales of these items, and it's more of a cover your own ass type policy that each store is adhering to. I'm sure that they're in fear of being shut down or sued for selling to someone that's not on that very specific list. They've been reaching out to the ATF for guidance and aren't getting many answers.
Shocking.
Hopefully, right. Hopefully, the e-form site will give some more clarification to these FFLs that are currently not selling, even though they can, because there's a lot of unknowns, right? People that are protected by this class, sporting systems, current and future customers, silencer shop, current and future customers, PSA, current and future customers. I found out also that PSA has probably sold more silencers in the last 5 days than anybody else that's listed on this.
And silencer shop themselves?
Well, maybe not silencer shop themselves, but it's like an astronomical amount.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Citizens Committee for the Rights to Keep and Bear Arms, current and future members. FRAC, current and future members. Firearms Policy Coalition, future and current members. GOA, current and future members. Gun Owners Foundation, current and future members. Texas State Rifle Association, current and future members. Silencer Co. and its commercial associates, manufacturers, retailers, and importers. B&T and its commercial associates, and 3 private individuals, Hotshot Customs LLC and FFL, government and law enforcement agencies of the 15 named states. So there are a lot of people that either currently qualify or just based on one simple membership application can also qualify. But people are kind of like holding on to the there is that fear, right? When something gets lifted like that, but there's so many stipulations to get clarification from the legal team, from the ATF on like how are you as an FFL to prove that the SBR that you wrote up for this person that they actually qualified to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just like one of the very many unknowns. Like, for example, if you're in one of these states, and I know we have listeners across the country, so this will apply to some of you, don't give your local shop a hard time, because this is hard enough as it is. Because there's a couple questions from like the other side of the counter. Yes, we can say, or yes, technically you can buy this without a Form 4 or Form 3. But what happens during this period now? Let's say it gets reinstated. What is the repercussions to the dealer of selling one without the proper form? What happens to the old forms? Do they just become a form of NFA record that we just keep with the 4473? Is it like there's so many things they haven't answered yet? This is the same bullshit that we went through in Illinois when we had a new Illinois Dealer Act, where we had to have our own separate Illinois dealer license. And the state couldn't answer jack shit because they'd done no actual like homework, research, or thought into it.
Right.
They just wanted to try and close gun shops and provide more regulations to stop people from getting it. Give the dealers a break on this one. We have to really flesh this out because, like, well, those are just a couple of the questions that are left unanswered because we don't know.
Right.
Like, what if it swings the other way? Or what if it goes back in? What about those people that bought it during this? Or what about these people that have it or able to buy it? Is there any repercussions? There's so much.
And it's not just the dealers. I'll give you a great example. Illinois had what we called our Freedom Week. It was 5 days where we were granted an injunction and it was appealed 5 days later. So for 5 days, we had freedom to purchase all the items that were completely restricted. Now we have a 72-hour wait in Illinois. So some people got in right away, were able to do their 3 days, pick up their items. Other people got in at day 4, day 5, started, weren't able to pick up. Had the dealers sitting there holding, waiting, hoping for another injunction. None of that ever happened. They come in, they cancel, they get the refund. Meanwhile, the people that did actually pick those firearms up, Illinois has a ridiculous requirement for registration on items you previously owned before the ban if you wanted to keep them. Only items purchased before the original ban date were eligible to be registered. So anything you bought during the Freedom Week, you can't just go register, but people were not told that.
Right.
So they were going and registering the items they bought during Freedom Week with post-ban dates on their receipts, showing that they took possession of something after the ban went into effect.
Yep.
It's literally just telling them, hey, I have something I'm not supposed to have.
Right. Which is what a registration is anyway.
It is, but now you're telling them that you have something you're not supposed to have, that you got, that you're now registering as something that you got after the ban. So and they weren't telling people that, obviously. They wanted them to just continue putting those serial numbers on their website. So there is a lot at risk for yourselves as the purchasers, and a lot at stake for the dealers. So clarification needs to be made, and like Tony said, give them some grace.
And it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, this is a huge step in the right direction. I mean, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going with it. Hopefully it starts to affect everyone. Shooting sports. We've dwelled on the politics and news for quite a long time now.
We have
shooting sports news. At the top of this section, I do want to mention that the Glock Shooting Sports Foundation
Yeah.
Has a match coming up at Oak Park Sportsman's Club, August 29th and the 30th.
And that is in Plainfield, Illinois.
Yeah. So if you're in the area or listening to this and you're slightly newer or haven't, I don't think you would not have shot competition listening to this podcast, but if you haven't, it's a great way to kind of get into it because no holsters, no running around, no nothing. It's very beginner friendly. And we'll talk more about that at the tail end of this because after we give you the results for Illinois, I have a little segment for the NISA update for August. Eric comes on, NISA president, which is Northern Illinois Shooting Association. We give an update of what's going on, how the matches are looking, and matches in the area for like the Northern Illinois. So we'll do that after we give the Southern Illinois section results.
Southern Illinois.
Which they don't call it. They just call it Illinois, but
that was the joke. All right. Match results.
203 shooters. Pretty good, especially because it is literally in a place called Devil's Hole.
In the hottest month of the entire year in Illinois.
And it is so hot down there.
I think 104 and 106 without the heat index were the anticipated temperatures. Not to mention, we've gotten like 2 weeks straight of rain. The humidity, I cannot imagine the humidity down there. No, you go ahead. Honestly, it's your turn.
Carry Optics. So third place, Ryan Fowler. Second, Donovan Moore. First, Ben Szewinski.
Suzuki.
Sure.
Ladies, Carrie Optics, Devin Welke. Second place, Hannah Malley. And first place, Megan Terry.
Limited, which had enough people for this. Third place, AJ Hayes. Second, Hunter Burrell. First, Brandon Caldwell. Then on to Limited Optics. You had third place, Jesse Lanfear. Second, Shelby Johnston. And first place, Chicago Gunslinger, John the Silent Assassin Martello. Huge congrats, dude. And this was a big victory, a good one. Videos looked awesome. Awesome. He was on fire.
And ladies, Limited Optics, our very own Chicago Gunslinger, Susan Brown.
That's what I found interesting. Not the fact that Susan won. Congrats on Susan. She's been doing a good job. There was one.
One lady in Limited Optics?
One.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what
congratulations either way.
That's what I said when I looked at it. I'm like, one?
That's crazy. That's like one of the top two most popular divisions. Okay.
Open, third place, Magnus McClunton. There we go. Second, Austin Cisna. Cisna? One of those two?
Sure.
Yeah.
Austin.
First place, Craig Tapp. PCC, third, Steve Cash. Second, Charles Parisi. First place, David Pagel.
And lady PCC, second place, Joanne Osiol. And first place, Angela Spalla.
Production. Oh, yeah. Congrats, Angela. Woohoo. Production. Third place, Josh Urban. Second, Colton Parcham. First, Jim Stobaugh. Single stack. Third place, Christine Denning. Second, Jason Smith. First, Paul Brinkman. And for single stack ladies, in case you're wondering, Christine took first there for ladies.
And third place overall. Wonderful.
Yes.
Not a lot of ladies in Southern Illinois. Usually there's more for me to announce. Hot and humid messes the dew, you know?
I suppose. All right, but that was the Illinois section results. Now we're gonna jump in, talk with Eric a bit, and Jackie and I will be right back.
What's up, Eric, man? How's it going?
Things are going well. It's halfway through the busy time of the year, so just a couple more things and we can kind of relax, right?
I know. Yeah.
At least I don't know about you. Your schedule's crazy, so.
Well, it seems like I get a brief period after like match season, but then I feel like I have to have already halfway prepped for SHOT Show. So.
Oh yeah, you got SHOT Show.
I was thinking about going be the busiest year ever. So.
But yeah, excited for SHOT Show. I mean, it seems like the industry's a slump. They got to get creative, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm just personally, I think we got a lot of cool things happening this year, and I think a lot of it is going to be centered around that SHOT Show launches for products and stuff like that.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna say that, like you guys and other people go, so I don't have to. I can watch like 30-second bits on my couch. Be like, oh, that was cool. Like, I'm wearing a Las Vegas shirt right now, but
I think you'd like it. I think one year you should tag along as a Laugh and Load crew member.
I would love that.
So we'll make it happen one year.
Excellent.
All right, but we got NISA business to talk about.
Yeah, because I have not been very good about podcasting. So you've graciously said, hey, you can take up a little bit of my time to talk about NISA stuff. Like, hey, your is infinitely larger than mine. I mean, you have at least 30 people that listen to the show, right? Like, so
I think we're right about there.
I was just throwing out a number. I think I had like 12 was my max number of listens. So I was like,
oh no, we're definitely thank you to everyone. We are definitely above 30.
Excellent. So this is
I
my
think-
like
Last week's podcast, we're going to be the title worked in my favor. I'll be a little transparent. Last week's podcast is probably going to be pretty stellar.
the Staccato one.
Yeah.
Yeah, timing on that was, I mean, it was perfect. But I mean,
Right.
maybe not, depending where you're at with everything.
Right.
Who you know. But yeah, NISA stuff. So I guess I'll jump into it. We just like 2 weeks ago we had our IPSC theme match. So I've been trying to give all my matches a theme. So originally I was like, let's do 12 stages, following 3-2-1, 3 short, 2 medium, 1 long, and then double up some bays. And I think the lesson, and I think a lot of people could told me that would have been too much. We ultimately ended up with 9 stages in the ground. There were some spacing concerns. So it's like when we went to go build them, it's like, well, we could have 2 really crappy stages in this bay, because the build just won't work, or we cut one. So we did. And even 9 stages ran kind of long. July is a hot month. And so yeah, it went pretty well. I think in the future with that match, I'm going to probably keep it at 8 stages and then just give it the flavor,
Yeah. It's good. I mean, but we talked about that before. That was part of the thing for this year, was kind of learning like what themes people liked and what should stick around and changes to each of those. So it's good. I think people are really liking the different themes per month.
Yeah, and from my perspective, it's nice just to have something to build around. Although I've been getting a lot of help with the build stuff, so it's taking a lot off my plate. So that it's all nice.
That's good. Speaking of the build, that would be building up to NISA's technically final match. It probably will be, given our weather in this area.
Yeah, our last official one, the monster match, is what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that one's gonna be should be something, like that. That one's an easy one to theme around.
Right.
Lots of shots. But
Did I make a
keep
mistake? Is there 1 or 2 left?
There's 3. We have August, September, October, and I'm gonna miss the next 2. So also on NISA News, at least for August, we're gonna have D'Artagnan Sellers match directing. So I think originally we had Short Course Madness scheduled in for this month. As a concept, I'm gonna shelve it for the moment because that was gonna be like 15 short courses,
Oh, wow.
like just a bunch of them. And it sounds cool when you say it, and then when you go to like build it, or like start conceptualizing how that would work at the bays that we have, it's not going to be something that we want to do this month. So we just changed it into like an end of summer. I should know. We just printed the stickers. End of summer something. The summer blast.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I mean, D'Artagnan's so since it is his first match that he's doing more or less from the ground up, he switched over to like good, simpler stages to build and run. That was something that I kind of stressed to him, like, hey man, just like put good stages in the ground, but don't go crazy. Every there's gonna be activators. We're not gonna run a match without activators, but you set up some sort of crazy sequencing, it's gonna cause problems on a day that you're already got a lot of stress.
Right. Yeah. The the least amount of stuff problem wise, stage wise, the better for him, because it's a big enough problem potentially.
Yeah, everything begins to add up. So it's like, we're not going to go boring, but like nothing too crazy. Taking it back a second to the IPSC match, we got a swinging bridge randomly at Schultz showed up.
Oh, okay.
I think PCSL guys built it. We used it and it was fun. I mean, we're not going to use it every time. We're not using it this month, I don't think. I know we're not using it this month, but it's just kind of a neat tool to have.
Mm-hmm.
And fun story from the match, I had 2 shooters that were relatively new, like brand new first match. And they did the classic, like they talked to me the whole week about coming out. They showed up to watch, but I encouraged them to bring their stuff, and they ended up shooting. But their first stage was like unloaded start, swinging bridge, multiple positions on the swinging bridge, and a swinging target. And so they got through it. And I was like, just so you know, guys, that this is not like the average level 1 match experience. So congratulations, you made it. Like,
Make a note on that. Don't ever send your new shooters up to one of Eric's match because they'll just get a big well, welcome to USPSA, motherfuckers.
Right? Bridges swinging, and it's just like, oh man, but they were safe, and that's all we ask of them as long as you're safe. So, and we had some other like kind of wonky things. We had the swinging played out, and a few other like activation sequences to give it the IPSC feel, but a lot for a new shooter.
Yeah. Well, it's good. But you probably ruined them though, because now they're going to go to any other local, and they're going to be like, "Oh, what's this?"
We got a lot of good locals around us, So I won't go that far. Just it was an exceptionally complex first stage for them, but
back to the upcoming one, the end of summer. D'Artagnan's been helping out a ton, so I have full faith in him. I think he's going to do a good job running it. So
yeah, he seems to be in a good spot as of right now, and for better or worse, our matches have been selling out. So like, if anyone hears this, I don't know when this will drop, but I think there's like 15 spots left, 20 spots left. So definitely going to want to get on that. If you're interested, we always have a few drops last minute, but you don't want to play the waitlist game.
All right. So, and for all of you that are listening that are going to go up there, if stuff goes slightly off track, calm your tits and give D'Artagnan a chance to fix it. It's his first time solo. Take it easy and don't be a dick.
Yeah, lend a hand if possible.
Yeah.
So we're setting him up for success, and we need to have more than one match director at the club. So
yeah, no, I have full faith in him. He'll be fine. So super fun match you and I talked about in private.
It's happened.
Maybe?
Yeah,
super excited about this, dude. Go ahead, tell me about it.
Okay, well, I straight up copied a match from I listened to the Paracast. The guys were talking about doing an FRT match. I'm like, that sounds like the most fun you could have, outside of USPSA. So we're doing one. I'm not doing one. Eagle Sports Range is doing one in October. So the date to TBD. But I'm just basically copying the format that I heard about from the Paracast they did out in Utah. So the idea is it's going to be very similar. If you ever shot one of Mo's matches, going to keep the stages pretty much like that, like the intermediate, everything's got to go down range, but the scoring is kind of where the magic's going to be, because we're going to do 4 hits to neutralize. So if it was a position where you'd shoot 8 rounds, well, 8 times 4, what is that, like 32? No, spacing here. It would be 8 times 2, 16 rounds. So it'd be like 16 rounds in this position, 16 rounds in that position. And then, Mo has he usually busts out the Texas Star and a few pieces of steel. So, it's like intermingling those two. Like, I got to shoot these steel plates, but I'm also hammering all this paper. It should be a lot of fun. And we don't have the rules hammered down right now, but it's basically going to be open. If you got a machine gun, like, that's cool. Like, bring the machine gun. If you got an FRT, bring the FRT. I'm going to say binary is fine. I don't think we're going to turn anyone away with a binary trigger, because, it's the same idea. Right. But it's got to be pistol caliber. So, and no 5.7, just for this. Like, think USPSA calibers. Like,
sure.
If you got a Thompson and you bring out a Thompson, cool beans.
Fucking sick.
If you got a P90, we just can't wreck the steel. So,
right.
And anything you cobble together in between. So. Yes, that'll be really exciting. I'll get you the details when we know the match date. Mo's got that Indiana Sectional coming up, and so he's just busy with that. Mm-hmm. And I've got Ruba coming up in 2 weeks, so we kind of have things that are on the horizon.
Yeah, well, let me know the date, and you guys will hear about it on the show. We'll throw it up there as an upcoming match that probably going to attend, as long as the schedule aligns. I would love to go up there. I may or may not have a Scorpion. That would be quite fun at that match.
That'd be awesome. It'd really fit the vibe,
Yeah.
Let's see what other. Just another quick Wisconsin announcement. The Wisconsin State match is open. They're looking for shooters and a few staff. So that's in October as well, I believe.
Okay.
Had I prepared better, I would have it all up. But I have the stuff on the NISA Facebook. So
Dude,
yeah, that'll be great. It's over at Saukville. They've run IDPA State, which I know is not USPSA, but it's the same group of guys, and they do good USPSA out there. So want to support them, all that kind of stuff. So third weekend in October.
is it? I'm double checking right now.
I'm gonna guess that's what it is.
October 9th through the 10th.
Okay.
So October 9th is staff and some competitors, it looks like, and October 10th, 1 day match. October 10th is full competitors.
Excellent. Yeah, and that'll be good. What is it? Nighthawk Customs is the title sponsor, so they make cool stuff.
Yep. 10 stages, looks like a post-match cookout, award ceremony, and a $2,500 Nighthawk custom pistol order credit raffle.
Hey, so yeah, I think if you're in the area, I mean, it's kind of becoming that ecosystem that I've always wanted, where it's like we had Northern Illinois that if you lived in Chicago is an easy drive, Bruce City, which is an easy drive. Now Saukville isn't too bad of a drive from Chicago, at least the northern part of Chicago. Indiana's not too bad, so it's like, you know, our local shooters have 5 easy majors to get to in terms of getting to them, which is nice. And there's the PCSL stuff happening at Winnequa, which is a little bit more of a drive. So
What is such an awesome club, though.
yeah, dude, I love the ground there, which is like a weird thing to say, but they do like that sandy soil, so it like soaks up bullets well, which is nice, and it's really easy on the feet versus like whatever. What does Boughton say that stuff's called at Schultz, like pit run or something?
Yeah.
Different sized rough rock. I was like, yeah, that pretty much is it. You know.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, I guess probably won't. No, it'll be passed. We would probably have already talked about Southern Illinois because we're pre-recording this, but that's this weekend. There's a lot of matches still to happen. Jesus.
Yeah. Now I totally forgot Southern Illinois. Do we call it Southern Illinois, or we just call it Illinois?
Well, they still call it Illinois Sectional, but I'm not really sure why they haven't switched it or if they're gonna switch it.
I know a few years ago, Ryan, when I was running Northern Illinois, had talked about potentially there being a state match then. Like you have your Northern Illinois champion, you have your Southern Illinois champion, and then somewhere else we have the Illinois like combined state match.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I just need more vacation because who can run all these matches, right? Like,
yeah, find a range and we'll probably make it happen sometime next year, maybe.
Maybe. Well, let's get through Illinois sectional, and then we'll probably have when we have our meeting or whatever, we can bring it up.
Yeah. And what else? That's it by you for USPSA, right?
Yeah, that pretty much covers the USPSA we got.
Okay.
And then everyone's most favorite thing that we're both doing apparently in the same month.
Right.
We are both running GSSF.
Well, I'm not running. I just happen to be ROing and helping out with it. But yes.
Yeah, well, that's a lot harder than running it.
I guess.
Oh,
but
man. Yeah, the
give me
match.
the details.
Okay, we just pull up my show notes here. What did I say? It was okay, so it's the Badger State Regional Classic happening at Schultz Rod and Gun Club. It is September 12th and 13th. So Saturday, Sunday. I guess if you're familiar with GSSF, you know how that works. But if you're not, you go on gssf.org. Just had it up, but kind of forgot. Look, you make yourself a profile, and then they Glock handles all the registration. So like, there's no practice score, there's nothing like that. So you can register, you can shoot as many guns as you want, right? Like, or for as many divisions as there are, and there's quite a few divisions.
Yes.
The rules you'd have to look up, but basically it's like stock guns and everything except open. I don't know if they changed that.
Yes.
But so it's like if you got a Glock 19, I know it was like fits under carry, and then there's the competitor division, and then it would fit under open. So you could potentially shoot 3 runs with like a Glock 19, and then there's heavy metal, MOS. It's not USPSA, it's more of like a time plus. They shoot the Bianchi Tombstone target, very heavily accuracy based, but it's a raw time thing. There's Glock to plates, M to Glock, and
Plate rack.
I forgot the third stage, but it's just 3 stages. Kind of do open squatting, so you show up, shoot when you want, leave when you want. It's pretty low key, but if anybody's interested, yeah, we'll be having one out there.
And
we
what's
usually
super cool about these is you just need the gun and some mags, no holster, no nothing. Everything's done from low ready.
Yep, no reloads on the clock, no movement on the clock.
Right. So super approachable. And I can't remember all the, like you were saying, the divisions off my head, but they have compact or pocket, which is like 42s, 43s.
Yep. Rimfire.
Carry, rimfire, heavy metal,
metal.
45 and 10 mils.
MOS, open. Competitor might be one for like 34s, 35s.
Yes. Unless they lumped it in with, I don't remember what they consider their stock one, but the stock factory category, whatever that is, that covers like 1917s, 45. Like it's the most amount.
Yeah, if you can shoot quite a few if you have just like a basic block, you know.
Yeah.
And the other cool
$30 a division.
That sounds right. Yeah, like $30. Other cool things with the match, since Glock supports it, they do give away a lot of guns. I don't know what the prizes are this year, but in years past, it's like if you signed up, everyone got a free magazine, like not a magazine, like a paper one, like like an actual pistol magazine. But yeah, they do give away a lot of guns. They have a Glock armorer on site, so if you have like a bunch of Glocks you want looked over, they've got parts they throw in there and they clean them up and all that kind of stuff. And the other cool thing, if you join GSSF for 2 or more years or renew after your first, you get a blue. You can buy a blue label gun. So you go to a Glock dealer and they're cheaper. Depends on the dealer, but there's price lists you can find out there, and dealers will be more or less there, but a couple $100 off. So
yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah, and there's matches all over the country because I'm running one, you're running one. I think Mo was talking about something down in Chesterton. Maybe, I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah, the one we're running is August 29th and 30th. That's going to be at the Oak Park Sportsman's Club in Plainfield.
Nice.
So again, open squatting. Go to the GSSF website, sign up there, and I'll see you there because I'll be there all weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for match stuff. I mean, I didn't wear it for this, and I've got my Pan Am jersey in, so that'll be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've got a fun squad. It looks like I'm not the only guy named Eric on it, so that's kind of cool.
What other countries are you shooting with on the squad?
The only one that's there's a guy from Czech Republic and a guy from France.
That guy from France or someone else?
Apparently, it's that guy from France. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's awesome.
That's pretty much all the further down the squad list I got. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
Yeah. I'm not winning any stages on this squad, but man, I'm gonna have a good time.
That's gonna be awesome. That would be an awesome jersey swap guy.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make it happen.
You should. Be an awesome time.
And to USPSA's credit, we got 2 jerseys this time, so I got one right away.
Perfect. Yeah, dude. I think that's it we got for matches for this.
Little update.
Do another one when do you get back?
Like the September 1st. Let me we got a calendar handy. I will be back. I'll be back in the country September 1st.
Okay.
So then like probably the 2nd or something. The 2nd would be when I would be able to like talk again. So
okay. Yeah. Well, as soon as you get back from there, we'll have you back on the show and we'll give a recap. Maybe I'll reach out to D'Artagnan and see if he wants to jump on the show afterwards too and see how his first match directing went.
That would be very interesting. Yeah, definitely do that. But and one other thing, I want to thank you for the belated birthday. I don't know if you won't see this, but your podcast with that came out, and now we're recording this, so it's like all in the same day. But in podcast world, it's probably separated by or whatever.
They'll be separated by a week. And Jackie's like, "You're recording a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Didn't you just post it today?" I'm like, "Yeah."
You got the podcast bug every day, every day.
Well, that'll be the plan, man. If I don't talk to you between now and then, good luck down there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yeah, dude, that's it. That's your NISA update for September. Or no, fuck.
Well, it's
Jesus.
August, September, and then I didn't do any all summer. So it's like,
Yeah, it's August. We're back on track. The past doesn't matter. We're not living in the past here.
yeah.
But awesome, dude. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll talk to you again real soon in September.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you.
See you.
Hey guys.
Don't do that.
We're back.
So some exciting stuff coming with NISA, their final match. Kind of interesting. Also, interestingly enough, they're having a GSSF match around the same time we are. So
If you're in the area,
yeah.
hit up one or both.
All right. It is time for Tales from the Gun Counter, which I feel like we talked about at the beginning of the show, but different tales.
Different tales.
DuckTales. Sorry.
How old are you?
Uh,
That old. I have had the same type of conversation with several people. This is like an ongoing thing. The big one that happened this week was actually with a prior law enforcement officer who was very, very recently retired. And the conversation stemmed around a backup mag. Right. The need for a second mag on or about your person when you're carrying. What I'm constantly being told is, well, my gun holds X amount of rounds. Do I really feel like I'm going to need double that in a gunfight? I should probably not be where I am, or I should be a better shot if I need double that. The
law
need
enforcement saying that is
crazy.
Yeah.
The need for a spare mag is not just about needing 20 rounds instead of the 10 that your gun holds, or 30 instead of the 15. It is about having something as a backup, right? The same reason we all have a spare tire in our trunk. It's not because our vehicle needs 5 wheels to drive. If something happens to one of them, you have a spare. Mag falls out at the draw. You're scrambling on the ground underneath the car at the curb to pick it up. You got the one in the chamber. That's it. Or you grab the second one out of your pocket, throw it in, and now you're ready to go. The point is that it's not necessarily about, oh, do I think I need 25, 30 rounds for a gunfight? It's having a spare piece of equipment that's essential to having the gunfight in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So Fox, over.
All right. Our week in shooting. We really didn't do too much.
We didn't do much of anything.
Well, we did do stuff. Unfortunately,
The stuff was not doing.
no, one of the things we did on the range I can't quite talk about just yet. I probably shouldn't even have mentioned it because you guys constantly send me emails about it. I just can't share it just yet, but some shooting was done. And then on the other part of our weekend, 0 shooting was done. We finally got an opportunity to go out, and for a little afternoon stint, we tried to go squirrel hunting.
It's 3 hours of trees and hawks in the sky.
And I've never heard a hawk make that noise. It did not sound like a hawk. Like everyone thinks a hawk is like that. This was not it.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a boom, boom. What the hell is that? I look up and I'm like, this is the only animal within 100 feet of us.
0 squirrels.
That's not true.
Oh, I'm so sorry. As I was approaching the trunk of the car to unload and pack up the rifle because 3 hours of nothing was long enough. Tony sees a squirrel out of
I mean, it was
his driver's side window.
good 75 yards away. Like it was a way away.
0 squirrels.
So I will say this is the first time that we've hunted in this area in like the spring.
We're in the fall currently.
It's not the fall yet.
Well, it's not the spring. That ended
Or summer.
2.5 months ago,
Yeah.
right?
It is so thick.
Very.
So much stuff. So much stuff.
I've only been up there between like October and April.
Yeah.
So this whole like spring and growth and overgrowth, the thorn bushes, it was my slipper. The growth was so thick. It was really hard to get around. I did decide to do a little uphill exploring. Got all the way to the top, realized I was absolutely covered in burrs. Sat up there for a small amount of time. I spooked something bigger, probably a deer, like deep in the woods that I couldn't even see. You could hear like a branch snap and a bunch of scurrying. But nothing was seen. Absolutely nothing. So I made my way back down the hill to collect more burrs in my boots, on my laces, all over everything. Found a new spot to hunker down that I kind of liked a lot for like deer and turkey. And I'm like, you know what? Where there's deer and turkey, every time you're deer and turkey hunting, squirrels are like up your ass, just making false claims, right? You're like, oh my God, that sounds so big. It's just a squirrel. I'm like, so if that's where we go for deer and turkey, there's probably squirrels over there. So I went and sat down there for about 30 minutes or so. Nothing. A spider. I saw a spider. Nothing else.
So we got skunk squirrel hunting.
We
It
did
sucked.
get skunked and we didn't even see one of those.
Questions from you guys. What?
Well, I did some shooting this week that I can talk about.
Oh,
It was with my bow.
put that in the show notes so we don't jump ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't see your undisclosed range activities on there.
That's because it was undisclosed.
I sighted in my bow. I started out with 8 practice arrows and slowly, knocks fell off and this happened and that happened. I was down to 5 practice arrows. And then I went and shot one of my arrows through the fletching on another arrow. So now I was down to 4. I decided, per your suggestion, that we just go and get them all taken care of now. So we did. I got measured out. Turns out I had a longer draw than what I should have had. So they cranked it down a little bit, about 1 inch. And I'm at a much better stable place rather than pulling back to where my index knuckle is like behind my ear on my skull. It's like closer to like just in front of my ear. And a really good spot where I can actually put my nose on the string rather than my nose being in the opening and the string being around me because I'm over pulling. So everything on the bow has been tightened down. We did crank the weight up by about a pound and a half. I'm at right around 35 pounds now. So I have a little bit more to do now because I did a few practice draws there after everything was adjusted, but I was only at 10 yards and I've never shot that close before, I don't think. Not with that bow after I've been like practicing at like 20, 30, 40 is what my pins are set for. So it's just estimated, but I'd like to see where it is at the 40 that I've been practicing. I'll probably run a couple rounds of arrows now that I have 8 practice arrows again, which is very exciting, at the 20 yard just to see if there's any change in my accuracy after the changes were made about.
Because you figure you up the weight, but you also shorten the draw. 2 things that affect velocity. So you might have canceled each other out.
Potentially. We'll have to see. Monday is another day. Now, our weekend shooting has commenced.
Okay, perfect.
onto questions.
Can I get a suppressor now? And why is the answer no? Well, we kind of already covered why it's no.
Well, kind of. We covered why a lot of FFLs are not processing them. There's a list of banned states that this restriction and lifting does not affect at all, because those individual states have restrictions on those items as a state law, not just federally they lifted, but they're still banned statewide. The states that still have to comply to the NFA restrictions are Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, Nevada, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Washington, Wisconsin. Those states still have to fill out a Form 4. The banned states that have complete restriction on the NFA items, there's no way around it: California, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Washington, D.C. Now, lifting them federally, great for a handful of states. Not great for those that still have statewide restrictions for the form, or an all-out statewide ban on the items, which unfortunately is Illinois. So that would be why the answer is no, you cannot buy a suppressor in Illinois.
No suppressor for you.
None. Do you think there will be a drop in the Staccato support from the community?
Yeah, I think you'll see some drop off. I hate to say it, on the other hand, it really seems like they don't care, because they've been targeting. You've kind of seen their marketing pushed this way for like law enforcement is like their main focus.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of where they want to have a majority of that focus is on them. Will you see a little drop? Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure there's going to be people that stand out and just don't want to support them anymore.
Potentially, but I do also see, like, you guys get your news from us, from social media, because you're enthusiasts and you're really into it. The guys that are like just starting to get out into guns and they're like, oh, I heard Staccato was like the thing to get, may not be aware of the controversy and what's happening online. There's a lot of people that I talk to on a regular basis that have no idea about the controversial things that happen brand to brand, the Caltech and the stuff and things, like any controversial thing that's happening within the gun industry. The new guys, the novices, are not privy to, because they're not in it on a daily, following these companies and watching the people that are highlighting what's really going on. So no, I don't think it's going to affect everybody, but I do think it's going to affect more people than they expect, because now that they have lowered the number of dealers that they have, I cannot tell you how many people I talk to and they're like, oh, I walked around the whole shop, I didn't see any Staccatos. Oh, because we are not a Staccato dealer. They only have a certain amount per region. Oh, well, where's the closest one? I tell them where it is. It is 25, 30 miles away. They're like, oh, and they Google it and they're like, the drive time, they're like, oh, well, what else do you have?
Right.
Like, nobody wants to make the trip out for something like that. If that's what they specifically had came for, time is very important. Gas is very expensive. They will choose something else.
Yeah.
And you've just made it even harder for them to procure that thing, because if a 45, 50-minute drive was something that they would do, then cutting down your dealers, now maybe it's an hour and a half, and that is something they may not do.
True. Do USPSA divisions need to be reworked again? Kind of feel like we just reworked them.
Limited optics has been, what, 3 years?
I'm talking more like the limited 10. You can have frame mounted dots, and that means you can put dots on revolvers. Like, it's kind of been reworked, right?
It has been, but has the industry evolved since that reworking?
Are you getting at compensated pistols?
Based on a previous conversation that we had a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Is it inevitable that we're gonna see like a comped minor division? Probably. Right. It's the same reason that we saw like the birth of production to have a. It wasn't just to have a cheaper version because we only had like open and limited,
Mhm.
right? It was also during the time when magazine bans were literally everywhere,
Right.
and 10 rounds was like the thing. So you wanted to make a 10 round competitive division, and that's what birthed production was factory guns that use 10 round mags for everyone
Mhm.
and compete that way. Now, because of the explosion in growth for more performance based shooting, you know, compensators and porting is very, very common.
Very.
Where before it was, I remember growing up and I only heard of basically porting from 2 areas. Well, 3 if you count like an open gun.
Mhm.
And even a lot of them weren't ported, they just had comps.
Mm.
But a lot of the 1911 or revolver guys would send their gun to get magna ported, which were 2 tiny little slits that would redirect gases. And then you had the Glock C models,
Mhm.
right? Or one I could have been magna ported. I'm not sure who did the work, but old timer showed me his Detonics 1911. For those of you that don't know, they used to build really sick 1911s. Was ported
Mhm.
like old school shit. But now it's so common, and it's common for another side rant. Be cautious on who you send it to. If the porting sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Go to someone that actually goes through and tests the guns, make sure they perform well.
Mhm.
Not that they just got a brand new laser and set it up to burn holes into the barrel.
Right.
But I guess, yeah, I mean, we're going to see it eventually. I think it's kind of happened in IDPA. You know, in IDP carry optics, you can shoot factory comp models,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a single manufacturer right now that doesn't have some form of comped or, like a version of their gun that has a comp or a big port at the front.
I can.
Colt. I know they have the revolver line that has like the Grizzly and stuff is all ported to the Kodiak.
HK.
Oh yeah.
Next question.
They're also the last ones on the market to come up with a competitive
That's-
micro 9. So
that's
give it
true.
about 10 years and H&K will have something with porting on their line.
That's true. But I got you.
You did get me. I'm like going brand by brand. I'm like, yeah, everybody in Springfield, Kimber, Colt, everybody. I think everybody has got something on their line that has some sort of comp or giant monstrous hole in the front.
I mean, hell, even Taurus sells kind of a ported model. It's technically ported.
Which one is that?
That's the one where they have the little like extended barrel out the front, isn't it?
Well, they have porting on the front of one of their Raging Hunters.
I wasn't talking about the revolver.
Oh, well, that's the only thing that Colt has on their line. That's got like popples or porting.
Mm.
So everybody has something in some way, shape, or form on their line somewhere except H&K that has porting or comping. So it is far more common now than it was even 5 years ago. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, there wasn't a whole lot outside of here, you have a threaded barrel so you can put a comp on it.
Mm-hmm.
SIG really opened the doors for that with their expansion chamber where the barrel itself isn't ported. Kimber followed suit with the same thing.
Hold on.
Repeat
Hold
line.
on. Slow your roll. The Performance Center M&P from the 1.0 came ported.
Yeah, and the Glock C model.
Yeah, so slow your roll with
I'm not talking about,
SIG did this.
The barrel. The barrel not being cut, but still giving you a comp that the gun
You mean just put in a short barrel and a long slide?
Right.
Yes.
A different way of interpreting what a comp is and how the gases work and expand and go upward without actually cutting the barrel.
Which you got to give a shout out to Vinny and the guys at Monsoon, because not porting, but the chunk port, as far as I'm concerned, was invented, and I guess I could work on trying figuring out how to prove it. I believe he was the first person to actually do it, and then modify it or update it, evolve it to what it is now. And now everyone does a version of that. The Prodigy,
Mhm.
the CZs, Ross Martin, everyone.
Yep.
So do they need to be reworked? Yeah, I think we're going to see another division added here soon. And do we just add limited into limited 10? Because who the fuck is shooting 40 anymore?
Right.
All right, Flux Raiders, Roni kits, and other pistol carbine kits are dumb. Change my mind. You've apparently never shot one.
They're fun.
Couple quick points to touch on. We actually have a 45/10 mil Roni kit, which is ridiculously fun.
It is.
Something about shooting a 45 in like a subgun platform.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of fun.
Yep.
Two, I don't remember which region it was for IPSC. It was someplace Eric went, because I was looking at kind of their rules.
Mm-hmm.
And on their homepage, I would say a good 4 or 5 people in their squad photo were using Ronis.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I guess as in 2024 or 25, one of the top PCC shooters in Canada, when they could have guns, like,
Mm-hmm.
used a Roni. And it's because, gotta remember, around the world, they don't view short barreled rifles as like the devil's tool. They'd rather you have a rifle. They have no restrictions on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can have, oh, that's a rifle? Yeah, I can have a 2-inch barrel. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. They're very cool. And to me, the Flux is, so for those of you that may not know, the Flux actually has military contracts. There are high level military guys and squads and units that actually use the Flux and have used it to great success. So it definitely has its place. And there's a couple things. One, you get the familiarity of working with a pistol. You really don't have to change much. You know how to change the mag. It's not really a different manual of arms, with the exception of now you have a stock.
Mm-hmm. Arm brace.
Well, I mean, like, so if you were to use this in PCC, it would have to have a stock, right? It couldn't be a brace. Yes, people are like, "Oh, what about the long shots?" Well, apparently you don't know the science behind having like those extra points of contact to aid in the extra. Like, pistols are very accurate,
Mm-hmm.
and for what you're doing for like USPSA, short barrels are just fine. But the Raider, especially like the 365 Raider,
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about taking a gun that is really small and making it really accurate with just adding extra points of contact. So yeah, they're not dumb. They have their place, for sure. Some of them are dumb. There are some out there, like, I'll even tell you, like, the Roni kit can be really finicky. If, listen, it's a plastic shell with some slidey bits on it that attach to the slide. The tolerances are not there.
Right.
The Raider is a different story. The Raider, there's a lot of research and design that's gone into that.
Mm-hmm.
And it utilizes like the factory SIG parts to the best of its ability.
Right.
And it is really just a reworked chassis. But then all the other add-ons that they've come out throughout the years kind of really take it to another level. And there are some kids out there that are just trash. If you have a quality one, even the Roni. So when we went through with our Roni, it sucks. And most people won't do it. Take the time to take all the screws out, Loctite them,
Mm-hmm.
and put it back together, and it works just fine.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is a fun gun.
We got quite a few rounds through that thing.
Oh yeah.
And every time we do like a range day where like everybody brings all their everything, everyone loves shooting that thing.
I kind of want to do the 10 mil upper through it though. I think that would be pretty crazy.
I would.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I will say that the most fun part about the entire thing is having people ask me about it.
Yeah.
Because people call it the macaroni instead of the micro-roni.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. They're like, hey, I wanted to get one of those like it's like the pasta. What's the hell is the name? The pasta. It's like the macaroni. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, micro-roni. Micro-roni by MCK. That is what it is.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And the person that asked this question, pretty sure I remember who it was. Next time we get together, remind me, and I will bring the 45. One of you can try it. See if it changes your mind. What would you rather shoot in a match? A pistol lighter than 20 ounces or heavier than 70?
Lighter than 20. And that's.
You know what? Answer the question real quick.
Are you going to weigh
I'm gonna go weigh the Hellcat.
Oh my goodness.
I shot a match the Hellcat.
Well, I would say, 70 ounces is a lot. And it does say pistol, so PCC is absolutely out. I think that I feel like we've probably done both, right? Like,
It's not
I-
70 ounce gun.
oh yeah, 70s. What usually is 60 ounces is about what most of like the very, very heavy open guns and very heavy limited optics guns are going to be somewhere in like the upper 50s to low 60s is what I'm guessing. So not much heavier than like the heavy boys out on the market. Although the gun that I shot a
It's
couple
1 pound 2 ounces. 18 ounces.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've shot with a 20 ounce gun.
that's what I was thinking is like, the 43, the Hellcat, the Shield Plus, stuff like that. It's
I
going
should
to
do
be
that match with the regular shield. That's even lighter than that thing.
I know loaded, the 43X was like 34 ounces.
No, there's no way. That's what a Glock 17 weighs.
I said with a loaded mag.
No way.
No? 28?
Maybe.
It was in the 30 arena loaded. Well,
So anyway,
would you rather shoot a match with something as small and light as a Hellcat, or would you rather shoot something almost as heavy as the gun that I got to shoot last week that was 82 ounces?
so the closest I've gotten to that, I believe the Carne I shot had the big frame on it. And I think Albert has the same setup. His is like a 60, 63, 65 maybe ounces.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty heavy. Honestly, I'd probably pick the lighter gun. Just because it reflects more of like your carry gun
Mm-hmm.
and is more, it requires more of you to do better.
Right.
Like, your grip has to be good, recoil management has to be good. The big one, it'd be fun to shoot, it'd be super soft,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I've shot a few like practice night outlaw matches with my Shield Plus recently, and I would agree. It's definitely like it's putting a huge magnifying glass over everything I need to work on.
Yeah.
So I would go with you. I would agree and jump into the 20 ounce weight division.
Okay. Last question. How do you learn to lock in and plan stages
That's the hardest part of USPSA for me.
go ahead.
I think one, obviously it's all going to be division specific, right? High cap versus,
Yeah, but that translates to anything. Stage planning is the question.
like how I go about
Yeah.
deciphering it, what I'm doing. Well, I'll go through first and make sure that whatever the round count is, when I do a walkthrough, that I've actually accounted for all of the targets that the stage briefing claims to have, because half the time I'm like, oh crap, it's 28 round count. I only got 26. What am I missing? And then go back and make sure you can identify all of the targets. Sometimes you'll go through and you can see a target for multiple positions and you'll count it multiple times. So actually walking beyond the stage lines into where the targets are and counting them out and going, where can I see this from, is helpful as well.
Yeah. I would say I work it in stages. And again, I think once you've been doing it a while, it's a little harder to explain it to like a fresh beginner, because we kind of forget, like, there are some things that when you get on a stage, you don't really have to think about anymore once you've done it a while.
Mhm.
Look at round count, go through and identify where all the targets are. Then go through and identify all the target positions so that you know where they are. Then plan anything inside the stage that is different. Reload, like, where is that going to happen? Take one more look at it. Does it make sense? Is there a more efficient way?
Mhm.
And once you feel that you have the most efficient way for you, keywords for you, start committing that to memory. Do your walkthrough and really kind of figure out what helps you burn it in. And it could be that I've had students, guys that I've coached to kind of help them with this. It can be as stupid as going through it and counting it off like beats, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they know reloads. That just stuck with them.
Mhm.
Musician, it was something that resonated with them. Another one is literally running through and having like pattern recognition, where they go to the first position and it is literally, you can hear them during walkthrough if you're close enough, if you ever shot with them, and they go pew 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 pew, reload, pew pew.
Mhm.
Like, it could be something as stupid as that, but if it helps you remember, like, I had 5 pew pews
Mhm.
and now I have to reload,
Right.
like, that's fine. And then do that 2 or 3 times. Take a step back, hopefully with enough time to walk through again if needed. Close your eyes. Can you run the stage with your eyes closed? Know where the targets are, know where your reload is.
Right.
If the answer is no, you need to go back and do your walkthrough and burn it back in.
Right.
Ideally, that should happen rather quickly. And this is one of those things that you have to keep doing it to get better at it. Like, this is one of those things you have to shoot at matches. It's really hard to do in practice.
Mhm.
It can be done. It's better if you train with like a partner and do it, and like they create a different stage and you create a plan, kind of thing. But the easiest way to do it is just show up to matches.
Yeah.
But I think that would be like the progression of that. And again, you may see a GM or a master level guy run and do a stage a certain way. That doesn't mean it's the best way for you to do it. If you can't remember it to do it that way, or like guys that I see shoot activator sequences where they do not have the skill set to hit an activator and 2 papers before the swinger, like, don't do that. Right? You're setting yourself up for failure. Like, do what your skill set is allowing you to do. Now, if you're practicing and you just want to try and go for it, by all means do it.
Right.
But I would say I would do that progression. Find out what works for you, burn it in, and ideally by the time you're about halfway through the walkthrough, you've burned in. And take this time. Listen, people want to talk to you during the walkthrough. Hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? One, you can play and ignore them, which is fine. 2, put your headphones on or earplugs in. Walk the stage
Mhm.
uninterrupted with just you and your voice in the head. Okay? Go through, same thing. Find out what works for you. Pew pew, 1 and 2, or just counting them out. I personally count them out. When I go through targets, when I know where they all are, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I know on my reload, when I've counted the rounds, I'm like, oh, I'm reloading after 13.
Right.
Or
That's
14.
I do the same thing where I'll count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
And then once I get like my countdown and I've walked the stage a couple of times, I'll actually step back away from the parade of shooters all rushing to get in
Conga line.
the conga line to, you walk the stage, you got to wait for the guy ahead of you, take turns, children, and don't crowd spaces. Everybody's got to get their turn in the corner. Take a step back from the conga line, and the 2 walkthroughs that you just did, you should be able to close your eyes and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually like I'll close my eyes and I'll put my hand out in front of me like I'm air gunning and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know I have to turn to my right to go into the next position. I'll physically turn my shoulders with my eyes shut like I'm going in that direction, and then turn my body to the left to get into the tight corner, like without moving across the stage or taking the steps, just moving my body into the angles so that it's just creating that recognition
Mhm.
and further embedding that pattern into your brain.
Nice. I hope that helps. That's it for the episode, guys. Questions, comments, concerns, at Laugh and Load on all the social medias, or you can email us at pewtimepodcast@gmail.com. That was a pretty good episode, guys. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the NISA update. Eric and a special guest will be on the following NISA update for September. So look forward to that upcoming episode, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.